Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Superstars of Wrestling Review Series for the 9th of February 1992. We are approaching WrestleMania, about 6 to 8 weeks out of WrestleMania. We open with the natural disasters. Natural disasters, of course, Typhoon and the Earthquake. Jimmy Hart managing the team. They are still under his direction through Mania of this year. Also, Ric Flair will be on the funeral parlor, among other things, for this particular episode. Earthquake and Typhoon are dominant of the enhancement talent, not a big surprise there. Big splash into the midsection of the enhancement talent, and not to mention a walkover by Typhoon, vertical splash and horizontal splash, and a win for the uh, team held by Mr. Okerlund, and we go to a review of the Sid Justice and Hulk Hogan Saturday night's main event deal there. Press conference is actually the Saturday night's main event deal, I guess, would be that particular night, if I remember correctly. They do the press conference review, though, that Hogan is revealed as being the number one contender. This does not make Sid very happy. Kato, who was once a higher member of the Orient Express, now basically an enhancement talent to the Stars against Virgil here. Virgil, though, still not exactly as experienced as some. Kato manages to hook a roll up, and not get rolled up. Shoulder tackle by Virgil. Virgil up and over and around, and we see a couple of attempted shots there. Backslide by Virgil. Virgil does manage to power his man down. Doesn't get all he wants on that. And again, shot to the outside. Big attempt by Kato to get a victory. Tries to bring Virgil back in with a suplex and does outside in suplex. Virgil almost gets covered, but not quite. And then the victory for Virgil with, among other maneuvers, a series of shots to the buckle, followed by a continuation of the use of the $1 Million Dream and a crossbody by Virgil. 1, 2, 3. Again, we go back to the plugging of the match at Boston Garden. Piper and Hogan against Flair, and at this point, Sid Justice. Or actually, that is officially announced the following week. Still, The Undertaker officially here. Jake Roberts is out next with a enhancement talent match, and obviously Roberts has been a big deal over the last several months, probably the best work of his career in a while anyway, in this particular run. Roberts has about a minute and a half match. Clothesline, sends the guy to the outside, does as much damage as he possibly can. We see the Cobra is banned from ringside. That doesn't seem to bother Jake any. Jake with a short clothesline and a DDT, and it is clear he's willing to do just about anything to gain a victory. Jake is victorious. We do not see him move towards his match with the, I guess, Undertaker quite yet. But anyway, Nasty Boys talk about their upcoming matches with the Bushwhackers. Then we move back to the main arena with Slaughter and Duggan. Clotheslines by Duggan. Slaughter with the gut breaker, among other things. And Duggan hits the running clothesline. Slaughter manages to do the toss up in the air with the board and allows Duggan to catch it. Then we go to the funeral parlor. A recently crowned champion Ric Flair is not the least bit intimidated by Randy Savage or the thought of Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania. calls himself to be one of the best in the world. Papa Shango's debut is up next. Papa Shango, of course, later known as the Godfather. They are plugging WrestleMania 8 really hard, including a partnership with TCA Airlines to get people there from all over the country. Papa Shango comes out in his interesting garb with skull attached, smoking skull as a matter of fact, and some sort of voodoo stick. Anyway, punch kick by Papa Shango. Papa Shango then hits his one major offensive maneuver of this first match, which is a hanging shoulder breaker. Gets that. Hogan does a deodorant commercial, which is kind of funny. They acknowledge that he is a painter, at least in the commercial he is, and they go pretty big on that. Then the Mountie is here. Mountie, former Intercontinental Champion at this point, punching, kicking, eye gouging, biting, and using every illegal hold he can use in order to get a victory. Manages to hook him up, and there we go. Million Dollar Man talks about Tito Santana and his match there with the end of February at the Boston Garden. Big Boss Man talks about the Repo Man and wanting to get even with him. Undertaker joining Ric Flair is still listed as the main event alongside Hogan and Piper, but that will change within a little bit. But that will close us for today. We'll be back with more right after this.